video in which my face is in the corner must mean that we are making a playthrough video. This is hyperlinkspace.com, my brand new baby, a virtual reality website. If you don't have a VR headset, that's totally fine. You can use it flat in your browser. It works in Firefox and Chrome, but if you do have a headset, you can use the Firefox Nightly build or Google Canary and actually like wear it on your face and look around, and I'm really excited about it. But for today, I'm going to do a walkthrough of the flat version just so that people who don't have headsets can also see it. So this is the front page, and it has a little tutorial that teaches you how to use the website. So I'm just going to play through it and talk as I go. So one of my favorite things about this is the little anti-mouse thing at the bottom. I was trying to communicate to people that you can't actually click anywhere on the website. It's all about your gaze, and your gaze is controlled with the WASD keys. So as the arrow says, we push W to look up. And the site is actually called Enter Here. This is the front page, a hyperlink of spaces. I was trying to think about links being liberated from the flat plane of a website and being, no longer just being links between words, but actually doorways between places. So we'll continue with the tutorial. So WASD helps you look around, as the little instructions over here indicate. And it wants us to look this way, for the first time at least. And so you'll notice that Q and E do sort of like wingtip rotation, if you think about a plane. And E brings the right-hand side of the screen down, and Q brings the left-hand side of the screen down. Now, I did have Malia, if you guys know her, Malia Operas, play it, and she told me that she thinks that Q and E are reversed, so I'd be interested to know if other people think that. I kind of agree with her. I haven't fully landed on what I think a great user control scheme is, so tell me what you guys think about that. This is our credits. I got a lot of help from Andrea and Vi at work, and then also we used a bunch of code from MozVR and Mr. Doob and Stemskoski, who's also on GitHub, who has like tons of great examples for Three.js if you want to start making VR websites yourself. The repositories, these people's repositories, are a vast trove of treasures to make your own website. So let's go over here. So one thing you'll notice, it might be a little hard to see on here, but is there's this little circle in the center, and that's your gaze. So your gaze is the thing. Honey, the camera just turned off. Hey, honey. I hope it's still working. One sec. Hey, love, the camera just turned off. The camera turned off? It, like, the shutter opened and closed, and I'm just recording, but the camera, like, opened its shutter and shut. I didn't know if that meant that it turned off, or...
I don't know.
How do I check that?
You'd have to stop recording.
Okay, so it's still, you can still see it though.
Or
so.
go here, yeah.
Okay, so just go back. I just didn't want to mess with it if I was going to mess it up. Okay. Thanks, love. So I guess if it does that, it's fine. It's just like adjusting the camera.
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
This is the first time we're doing this, so there's like a few technical issues, but if you look right in the center, there's this little pink ring, and that's supposed to be your gaze. So instead of having a mouse cursor, you actually look around using this gaze metaphor. And I've noticed that a lot of people try and like get the circles in the other circle, but actually the point is to look down here. So things that light up when you look at them activate with the space bar. So when you look at run, it lights up and you hit it. Which I love that sound so much. And so this is the last instruction over here, which I left for last because it kind of breaks everything, but in a kind of awesome way. So some sites even let you use arrow keys to move around, and it's kind of integral in VR to be able to look around and move around. So you'll notice that when we move, suddenly, like, all the instructions, like, everything breaks. Like, all the alignment and everything breaks, which I think is kind of fun. So, those are all the sort of instructions on how to use the whole website. And from here, you can find the exit signs, and the exit signs launch you into a whole new page. Now, you won't notice this using it flat, but one of the frustrating things about this linking system right now in VR is that it doesn't stay in full screen mode. So full screen mode, when you have the headset on, is what makes the barrel transform, make it look accurate, like make it look like it's in 3D and line it up and everything. But currently you can't maintain that full screen, so every time you jump through a link, you have to full screen it again, which is kind of annoying, but we'll fix that bug eventually. So this is actually the first space I ever made with code. I was just learning about for loops and while loops and animation and loaders and all this kind of stuff. So when you move, the arrow keys are not locked to a plane, so just whatever direction you're looking at is forward. And I've been calling this This Is My Horse is Amazing website. And there are crates everywhere, and you can explore around, and you can strafe using the side-to-side arrow keys. I actually think that the arrow key movement is a little slow, which I have been tweaking a little bit, but I might spend a little more time on that. Any feedback people have on the speed of the arrow keys is also welcome. So let's see if I can hit the exit sign and we can find the next room. Of course, when people do this themselves, you guys can explore the rooms as much as you want. People who follow me on Tumblr might remember this room because I put GIFs up on Tumblr of it. But this is actually drawn entirely on paper and then loaded in. So the reason that you can't walk around in this room is because it would break all the perspective because everything's just flat drawn on paper. But it's supposed to be this little apartment and this background, and I kind of love the music and the little happy dancing chairs. This is actually a bug that I have not figured out how to fix yet, but hopefully I will soon. It works in Chrome, but it doesn't work in Chrome, but it does work in Firefox. It's this weird, like, sort of browser compatibility thing I haven't figured out yet, but I will eventually. I just wanted to create, like, a quiet place. I don't know, maybe, like, your happy place. So, let's see where it goes. Oh no. I think I may have found a bug. So usually, this link works fine. So either our internet is really slow, or something else is broken. It says that it's loading, so I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Another way to navigate is the address bar up here. Oh, interesting. It says the web page is not available. I'm not really sure why. I'm going to go on my laptop and see if that page is broken for everyone, or if it's just for this site. Oh! It loaded. So for some reason I was getting a slow response, but so this was a idea about Fool's Gold. And I've been thinking a lot about imposter syndrome in the last 6 months, and sort of my relationship to imposter syndrome and what imposter syndrome is. So I made and found all these beautiful gold plated objects, and I really wanted to think about them as fool's gold. So they're all orbiting around you. Oops. They're all orbiting around you, and you can sort of hear them whispering and stuff. And you'll notice on this piece, some of them don't light up and some of them do. And the ones that light up you can click on, but you'll notice on this piece, this is the wrong PNG format, so it's got this weird white line around it. But let's see, which door should we go through? Let's go through Phony. So currently the website is pretty small. There are only 5 pages, and this is the last one that you visit currently. I'm working on a bunch of new pages, and hopefully that first tutorial page, I'll actually randomize which page it sends you to, so you won't go to the same page every time. But once again, you can see in the address bar that I really wanted every single page to have its own address, so that a link to a specific page could be shared instead of just the whole website. Because, you know, like in XKCD or any other webcomic, there's a lot of, I'm going to turn the TV down a little. There's a lot of there's a lot of content. You want to be able to link to individual content, and a previous version actually had like a newest, oldest, and random button, which I might implement again later on. But so, anyways, this is the last. Ooh, sorry, I just hit the microphone. This is the last of the video, or this is the last of the sites, and it's really beautiful on the inside. It's actually made from a video that a curator / artist friend of mine gave me and was like, hey, I have this video. I don't know what to do with it. You should play around with it. His name is Ken. He's a sweetheart. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of people get sort of lost in here, and they're like, oh, this must be the end. But if you get lost, just remember that there's always an exit, and you're probably not using all available keys. So if you actually move forward, at first it doesn't look like much is happening. You're just getting closer and closer to this sort of the surface of video. But eventually, let's see, what happens if we turn all the way around? So you can see the sort of video distorting behind you. And I'm going to back out. Backing out is my favorite way. In this really simple metaphor, this is a really simple page. It's just like 3 objects with this little video playing in the audio. This metaphor, I feel like, is really central to VR now, is that VR can be a place and a thing. Like, it can be a dollhouse that you see from the outside that you play with like a toy, but that dollhouse can also be inflated around you and become a place that you inhabit. So, like, you can be inside the video, and you can come outside in the video, sphere becomes an object in space. So you'll notice, like, down here, you can, one of my favorite ways to explore this one is, if you strafe sideways and then continually rotate your view, you sort of orbit around the planet, which is really fun. And there's an exit sign over here that we will find. I think it's down here somewhere. It takes a little getting used to, but you can like strafe and move forward at the same time, or, you know, there's a lot of ways to move. But this is another example of like maybe maybe the movement is a little too slow. Oh, look, I found that exit sign. Exit sign. You're beautiful. This one actually takes you back to the beginning, but I'd love to have people explore it, and there will definitely be more websites and more spaces to explore in the near future. I already have a few on the back burner that haven't been that are not live yet, and I'll share those as I publish them. But it's fun. I've been thinking about changing from the sort of flat video and flat artwork mode that I do on Tumblr. And, you know, I've been thinking more about 3D, and it's been really fun to think about objects in 3D space and arrangements and breaking and how you can play with 3D space and really like break people's sense of it and stuff. So that's my new website. I hope people have fun exploring it, and I'm really excited to fill it up with lots of new and interesting little spaces. So thanks.